Ramblin' Man moto and drone here today. Going to try to finish the project I started yesterday. Thought I was going to do oil filter and air filter on the same day. I'm a novice at this. Took me a little longer to do that oil change. Today's the air filter. That's it. Around here it involves undoing these, and then the whole thing comes off, and then you wash this off with a mild cleaner, let it dry, and then put it back on. That's what we're gonna do. Now, one thing I will say that I don't have a tripod set up for the iPhone, so apologies, I'm not showing each step that I'm doing. I'll try to improve the setup on that because I don't have anyone taping me out here, and but each step of the way I'll just kind of monitor. As I knew going in, this project's a little easier than others. This is the upgraded air filter from Indian. And it's a number 5 that you take off here. And I'm gonna remove both of these and then I'll be back. So I removed the 2 bolts. Show you this, it looks pretty clean to me. I'm not sure there's a lot that needs to be done to this. That looks pretty darn good to me as is, as does this. And you know, my Super Chief Limited has about 15,000, just over 15,000, maybe up to 15,300. And I did have an oil change and air filter cleaning. I always wonder if they really did it, and it looks like they did. That was at about a 10,000 mile. I am going to go ahead and clean this off, being that I have it off, but boy, that doesn't look like what I was expecting. Looks really good to me, at least to my untrained eye. And so does this. Now, I think the air filter is clean, but once I start spraying it off and cleaning it, I'll see. Showing what I've done here so far is I went around using that as my starting guide all the way around the outside with this, the only brush I really had available was an old toothbrush that I'm using. And then I'm gonna do the inside. I don't see much falling off. I'm gonna use some warm water to also rinse this before I let it dry out. But I was expecting this to be filthy, but I guess I've had the dealer doing it. I think this is almost what it looks like new, but I'm gonna maybe go double check some pictures online of new ones and make sure. Okay, so what I did was I took a toothbrush along each of the ridges, kind of semi-aggressively to aggressively on the inside and the outside. I think the outside looks slightly different, maybe. I mean, the toothbrush definitely had black on it, but nothing, I mean, major fell out into the sink like I expected. And the inside, I can't say looks much different to me. I'm probably gonna do a repeat of that process on here just to make sure I'm thorough. And then I will let this sit and dry overnight and reinstall it tomorrow. I'm going to also go, even though it doesn't really look like it needs it, clean the where this air filter sits. So I'm back at the bike, and what I'm going to do is I had a I can't remember which one I used. Like I said, on the manual says 409 or Simply Green or something like that. I had something very similar, so I'm using that. And this looks really good to me as is, but I'm going to clean up around here and also just a little bit that's there. You don't want to get anything in there. And then I'll do that. Okay, this is after I've cleaned that, and here there was some grime just a little bit under here, and I did clean up with a clean rag. I just didn't spray anything in there, but I had a little in the rag and did all that. I noticed the right one bolt was not very tight. The left one was a little tighter when I took it off. And again, Indian, I've read others and I've had issues with things getting stripped. Could be obviously my fault, but some others more experienced than me online have said that some of the Indian stuff is just soft and cheap, and they replace the bolts with aftermarket bolts from a hardware store and they don't have the same problem. I haven't really done that except where I've already stripped some. Some of the folks online I saw did not do these to torque, or did not torque to spec on them because they felt like it would over tighten. Of course, other people say you can certainly over tighten by hand. I will probably go check the manual before I reinstall this tomorrow to check the torque and use the torque wrench. Okay, so I went back and did a second thorough, I think a little more thorough, and I checked the videos online and pictures to see how this looks new. And I think that's about it. The inside I wasn't as sure about because I couldn't find as many photos or videos, but I have scrubbed and cleaned and it's not really changing. So I think that's what it's supposed to look like. You can see the brush has definitely got some grime off. So I'm just gonna let this dry overnight and reinstall it tomorrow. I'm back the next day. I did end up cleaning this up a little bit more. When I went back and looked at the footage, I could see a lot more grime than I was seeing. I did look up the torque spec is 84 inch-pounds to put these back in. So I'm going to go get the filter, make sure it's dry, and then put this back on. I'm back with the cover, and what I'm going to do here is focus on that and put that at the bottom. Going to slip that back on and then put the cover on. I have this back on. I tightened it by hand and then with a socket wrench. But I tried using this torque wrench again that I bought and never felt it click, and I felt like I was pushing it way too far. I might actually send the torque wrench back that I bought and see if there's a digital version of the smaller one that measured in inches. Because I seem to be having some issues with it, trying to get it to detect any change in clicking. It felt really tight. So that's it for this project. I did order a tripod. Ours broke that we had, so I can catch more steps in the process. But overall, I knew this was an easier one going in. Thanks for watching.